How time flies. Time to wrap it up for October the 22nd, 2014. Can you believe that? Wow. So the E-mini eventually pulled down to 27. We started out this morning on the E-mini wanting to sell 39s to 41s. I had a nice trade in this area. Yielded a nice winner. Had a nice trade up here. Another nice winner. Right here, didn't really get what we had wanted. Here we got a mean green trade that could have taken one way or the other. And eventually, the market wasn't able to take out the overnight session high, and it just really started to sell. We had a 25, 27 buy, although this morning we did say it might take 30s plus or minus to get into a trade. So our buy one area eventually was hit, touched, and the thing that pulled us down, we went to the F2 chart, was this high volume number. That was the attractor when we broke 35 and we got there. So it took forever for the short to develop. You had 3 shots at a short. This trade right here with the higher lows, we talked about that. The ascending pendant, market breaks out to the upside, then it fails. So anyway, pretty good day of trading. I got a couple of really great reports from other people besides Sandy. And so life is pretty good as a trader. Okay, what do we have on our F1 screen for the E-mini? Hieroglyphics, right? Come on, there we go. Okay, we had a 4-day rally this morning coming in. We thought we might have a pause day. The first trade was to get long. Let's see if we could take out that high. We did not touch our buy area. We basically sold failure to hold this high. And it took the third time was a charm to do it. So right now we've got a higher high and a higher low, so we can be buyers tomorrow, or we can sell failure to extend the range to the upside. Oh, this one tells us we can play both sides, but actually it favors the side still. On our F2 screen, if we put it all together, to get my eyes working here. There we go. Okay, one of the things that really will help you with your profile trading, and I've shared this story often in the room, though, is I used to get up on daises at the Chicago Board of Trade, at CQG, at the CME, right after the market had closed or over the lunch hour. And over the lunch hour, the most common question I got was, well, which way is the market going to go after lunch? And the way I observed that was I would go to this congestion area right here, and I would look inside the congestion area, and I would see a P or a B or a D. And right here on this congestion area, and the first move was lower. We had all of this volume down here, so the most likely way for the market to go is to retest support and or take it out and trade lower. So going inside these congestion areas really can help your trading. And that's the secret. We have a double distribution down. That new distribution started certainly in H period, and really probably in G. G doesn't break the low, so an H or a G, that's where you do the split. But because we crossed the entire value area and really didn't look back, I did the G split. But you could do an H split too. You could look like this if you wish, because it took out the day's low. That is your call. So right now, if we put all of this together, we have that barbell shape, the saddle formation, lovingly described otherwise on the floor. which you can see right here. There's your saddle formation. And if we don't break support, the most likely occurrence is that we fill this in. If we do a G split, we've got a B with a new distribution starting in G or H period, which is pointed lower. So if the market were to close right here at 27.50, we'd be selling the 30.32 area and 35.37. On the buy side, we'd probably open it up. So we'd be shooting for a 21 to 19. Pretty good support here down here in this area right in here. Had our breakout at 16, last rotation down. An E period stopped at 19. So this 15 to 20 area is pretty good. And so buy one would be 19 to 21. And buy two would be 14 to 16. Okay, we got news tomorrow. Got our usual jobless claims at 285. I think the big news comes next Monday when we find out what the ECB actually did purchase and how much. Then we've got FHFA price index up 3%, 0.3%. Fed would love to see it up 3%, but that's not going to happen. Then we have PMI flash at 57. LEI at 6. Excuse me. Yeah, LEI at 6. Now this will have, most people don't pay attention to LEI anymore because of the utility component and because of the interest rates, which are pretty overwhelming in that computation. KC Fed at 6.0. And then natural gas inventories probably in the area of 90 BCF. So the focus will be jobless claims will be number one. I guess PMI, LEI number 2, and that'll do it. So I think the issue is technically whether support in this 15 to 20 area holds. So that's the way we'll play it tomorrow. We're looking for sellers 30 to 35 and buyers 15 to 20. Okay, the note and the bond are a little more interesting. They did not rally. We have next week's auction dynamics to play with, and normally we get a pretty good sell-off Wednesday through Friday. And my brain attached to my mouse this morning, this afternoon. Wild. Okay, lower high, lower low. That's a seller on the F1 screen. On the F2 screen, definitely a B. So this one, it's confirmed. So we have this, if the E-mini spills, we don't want to be short at the bottom of our area, but we're going to sell failure to take out 16 to 21 actually. And then our 23 to 27. If the E-mini crashes and sells, then we do not like the short side of the market. I'm going to put a 5 to 9 buy on it, just let it retest the bottom on the assumption that the E-mini will not crash and burn. But that might not be the case. So we're going to sell failure 16 to 20. And 23 to 27. And on the buy side, 5 to 9. And then 29 to 01. Okay, the knob spread came in. It's at 15 even. It's pushing 16 at the first of the week. Golly Moses, I am not connected at all. Missing everything. Visually and mentally impaired. Apologize for that. Okay, the official close was 14. Right in here. We've since come off. So again, 16 to 20, selling failure to take that out. And then, because of the extra volatility, 27 to 21. On the buy side, we'll make it 1 to 5. And then 25 to 29. There was a shooting in the Canadian Parliament where they killed a soldier that was on duty in front of the War Memorial. There has been no comment on who did it or why. They said he was wearing an Arab scarf. ISIS last week called for lone wolf operations in the West. So Canada, the United States, and Europe would be on that. And Canada's had 2 incidents this week. And this homegrown terrorist is the one that we really have to look out for, because they move in and out of our population at will. And we're doing all sorts of great things. We're letting people that fought for ISIS come back into the country. I mean, it is just, it's suicidal if you think. I mean, all those things that, I mean, what in the hell happened to the brain trust? I mean, did we lose it in a generation? Okay, we got our 40 area plus or minus, and then we have that last rotation down at 34. So 40 area plus or minus by 1. Market looks like it's headed lower than 35. I'm pretty comfortable with that buy at 35. On the sell side, 45, 47. And then our 49.51. I don't know if any of you remember the 60s, but the 60s were pretty unsettled. And I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of civil disobedience, a lot of riots, a lot of people killed. But, you know, even as bad as the authorities were back in those days, nobody really questioned what the United States would look like when you came out the other side. Right now, I mean, I had to sit back and scratch my head and wonder what in the hell this country is going to look like in 20 years. And you look at the authorities, where you have the government officials in Ferguson, Missouri, openly calling for civil disobedience, and this guy doesn't go to trial, where you know, whether he deserves to go to trial or not, you know, calling for this guy's head. I mean, you sit here and you look at the authority, can our government protect us from anything anymore? And it really makes you scratch your head and wonder what the hell's going on, when it creates to a lot of unease, in my opinion. Okay, looking at crude, we've been talking about that crude was going to retest 80. Didn't know when, but we thought that was in the cards. So we stall out at 83. 83, what, 75? And today we sell, and we're going to get that retest of 80 probably overnight. So looking at this structure, this 80-50 area, 80-40 has been rejected. Then 80 has been. So usually the retracement is about 50% of these single prints, so we're at 60. If we got in here to about 50%, that would put us at 90. So we'll make 75 to the buck, sell 1. And we got the single print up here at 39, and a quarter to 50, sell 2. And on the buy side, I think short covering against 80 is a possibility. So 80 to 80.25 will be buy 1. And then 79.50, 75 for buy 2. So the assessment that we would retest 80, we've gotten close to it. We have today's lows, hit a quarter. Now, if we come back down tonight and we test the 25 to 40 area and it holds, then short covering, short would be expected. Okay, looking at the euro, take a look at F1. And you can see that the 126 area, I think we're headed back to retest 125 and probably take it out. But this thing moves typically in $2 plus range. So 28.50 has us right here at this low, 26.50. We take out 26.50, value area low, 2-letter ledge down here. So 25.75, 25.80, 126 even. And then we have our 25.05, I think was the low. So the market is lower, and if we put we need to keep split there, but if we put it all together, that's what it looks like. And I'll leave it that way. Okay, looking at the F2 screen. God, my eyes are just not working today. What's going on? Got this low over here at 32. We're trading 46, so 20 to 30. Buy 1. Buy 2 will be 26 plus or minus. Really like the sell side better. So we have all this activity. So 65 to 75, sell 1. Then 90 to the buck, sell 2. And again, we don't have a lot of news, U.S. or stateside, to sway the markets one way or the other tomorrow. That's it, folks, for October the 22nd. I will see you all bright and early in the morning. Had another really, really good day of trading. It took a lot.